from the Sunrise Business Mastermind, and those people hopefully joining us online. This is a live telecast, so we have some guests from hopefully around the world watching this, so I want to thank you for being there. Just a little quick intro for SCORE, because they host what we do, and they are a group of individuals. Everybody know what SCORE is? Okay. For those people possibly watching, just to point that out, SCORE is an individual or a group of individuals who have been very successful in their career. Now they're giving back, and they do it through a program called SCORE. It's been called many things. I always think it's a group of retired executives giving back to the community, and it's an SBA, Small Business Administration funded program. And it allows you to come in and get any kind of mentoring you'd like for as long as it takes. So if you need mentoring for, you know, whether it's, hey, write a business plan or get a loan or shut down a business or you know, get a patent, they have those people there. Where we come in is most of these people have been out of the business. They have to be retired, so they're typically retired for probably 5 to 7 years. And because the landscape as far as marketing and online communications changed so much, that's where they bring us in. Excuse me just a moment, sorry. Yep, I fed the cats. Okay, so they bring us in, and we actually help with the internet portion of it, because it changes. You know, think about 5 to 7 years ago, it was very different. You know, it was like, okay, we're using email a little bit, and we're starting to do something. Now it's totally different, right? Everybody's doing mobile. We saw mobile last week with Larry talking about that. And, you know, by 2017, we're going to see probably 90% of all communication being done on a handheld or some kind of tablet device, and we're going to be much more mobile because we're working everywhere. I mean, we're working, you know, on the go. So that's where we come in and we help fill that in. This is a program where we said, hey, every Tuesday morning we want to get together and talk about tools and strategies that help the business owners in our local community and now online. And so today is our favorite day. It's called the Hot Seat. And that's where you get to come up and join us up here. And what we'll do is Andrew and Amy and I will talk to you about, hey, what's the one challenge that you're having in your business that we can help you strategize and say, when you walk away, we don't want to give you 10 things to do, because 10 is overwhelming. We want to give you one clear strategy to say, go do this. And when you get that done, come on back. But until you get this done, don't come back and say, this isn't working. Do this one thing, okay? So with this, I want to introduce Andrew McCauley. He is our co-host over there. Andrew?
Hey everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Don't come by yourself. Somebody will throw you a fish. Hey, so hot seats today. How many people have seen our hot seats before? A couple of people. Great. So we're going to. It's going to be a pretty not light-hearted, but it's not going to be overwhelming for you. So we want to just throw up a few questions. We'll ask you a few questions about your business, and then you can give us some ideas about what you're doing, what you're trying to achieve, and then we can help you with that. But first, I want to do a little hot seat for my business. Is that okay if I do a little hot seat for me? Stick myself on the hot seat. It's what we're doing at Autopilot Your Business. We do a lot of online marketing for people, and we've developed a number of membership sites for people, for different business owners. And I want to just find out from you guys as far as problems that you're having with online marketing. What are the big issues that you're having? I've got 3 questions that I want to ask you, and if you could just, I'm not going to write these down, and I'm not going to write down who wrote what. I just want to find out a little bit about what is going through the minds of business owners these days, because we like to do this check-in with our clients on a regular basis. So, for your business, what is the single biggest problem you have with online marketing? I'm going to give you a couple of options here. Yes, good question. Do you want to answer this?
Ranking.
Ranking? Rank on Google? Okay. Great. Anyone else want to chuck up some ideas before I feed them onto the screen?
Call to action.
Google AdWords.
Google AdWords, is that the biggest problem you've got for you?
Yeah, just I get clicks, but I don't get conversions.
Okay. Call to action? What do you mean by that?
Like, just to get conversions more like that, to get them to call, to get them to
Okay, great. So do you have problems getting people to the website? We've got.
a little bit, getting more activity, but definitely more
Great. Okay, good.
Actually, getting the email addresses and the written communications down, and a video, and the proper approach to online marketing, or something effective. Just not being too busy doing everything else in the business.
Yeah, being busy. Busy being busy.
Yeah, and running it without a salesman.
Great.
Probably get an email addresses.
Getting email addresses. Okay. Interesting.
I guess sort of hooking on to that is, I'm just starting out and to do an email campaign, but starting from
start?
scratch and not wanting to spam.
Yeah, right. Okay. Good.
The email too, like, I would like to do email, but what do I put?
What do you write in the email?
Write it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple of options. Some of them may have fit in with what you just said, and others may not. So let's have a look at some of these different ones. More traffic to my website. Developing content for your website. Some people have issues with that. More buying clients. How to automate what I'm doing. I think I've got one more. There you go. How to use social media better. Out of those ones, which one, let's go quickly around the top, which one would resonate with you most?
Using social media.
Social media? What about you?
Social media targeting,
Yeah.
developing content.
Content? Joyce?
Traffic to my website.
Traffic?
Yeah, I was gonna say traffic as well, getting traffic.
Yep.
How to use social media better?
Same thing.
Social?
Social media.
Social?
More buying clients.
More buying clients?
Traffic.
Traffic?
Traffic.
Traffic. Interesting. Okay. Good. All right. Thank you. That's good. That helps me. Let's see. What is your preferred method of learning online marketing? So, is it live free event like something like this, a paid event where you may pay money to go to a longer event, teleclass or webinar, your own research or YouTube, membership sites, one-on-one with an expert, or reading? I'm not sure, maybe I've missed something in there. I can't remember if I've missed something. What would be, just quickly go in your room, what would be your preferred method? Or if there's something else that you prefer that's not up there, let me know.
Webinar.
Webinar, okay.
I would say a live paid event.
Good. Hello.
YouTube.
Live paid event, okay, good choice.
Well, I prefer one-on-one with an expert.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get that arranged.
Yep.
They're always so busy.
Probably webinar.
Webinar, okay.
I use YouTube.
YouTube, yep,
Doing one-on-one with an expert.
okay.
The kind of event that Jeff just put on with Amy.
Great, so a paid
So
live
that would be a
event.
paid live event,
Yep,
small.
Small one.
One-on-one.
One-on-one,
Mhm.
one-on-one.
YouTube.
YouTube?
Would like one-on-one, but probably webinar.
Yeah, right, okay, awesome. And I think the final thing is, if you were to join a membership program, let's say a membership program has the information, it may be a little bit of one-on-one, where they might do a call where you're on maybe a group call, but you still get the ability to ask them questions live in person. And then there's obviously trainings inside that membership site. How much would you pay if you could get the problems you've got, so whether it's social, whether it's traffic, whether it's content creation, how much would you pay to join a membership site if you were to join one out of those options there? Give me a quick indication. Well, no, it's not. I'm not saying there's a right or wrong answer. Just comfortable. What would you be comfortable paying?
11 to 30.
11 to 30 a month. Okay. 1 to 10. 11 to 30.
Well, if it were really targeted to my kind of business, then I'd pay almost anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But, a lot of information is
Yeah, right.
dispersed, so for that I was paying.
Sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, if they were bringing business in, it was being productive, I don't think there would be a limit.
Right. Okay. Good.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't join.
Probably John. Okay. No, okay. Great.
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
I think 30 to 50 if I could get answers.
Yep. Okay.
Odd question, but I guess 11 to 30.
And you don't have to.
I know.
If you say no, I'm not interested in membership sites, that's fine too.
Yeah,
Some people don't like. Some people say I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
so.
at this point in what I'm doing,
Yep.
probably I wouldn't join.
Sure. Okay. Great.
1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Probably 30 to 50.
I just joined Active Ring for 19, so I'd say 11:30.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Okay. Good. We're just playing around with a couple of different price points for our membership site. We just wanted to sort of find out what would be the target range for people. I'm in a membership site that pays $200 a month, you know, and I'm in another one that pays $20 a month. So there's a lot of different levels of different membership sites. So, all right, thank you very much. That was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so hot seat. Who's up first today in the hot seat? Who wants to be the first person? You want to be the first person? All right. What's your name?
Marlene.
Marlene, come on, let's give Marlene a hand.
All right. Little chair for you over there, man. Let's turn the light back on.
Okay, got it.
Cool. All right.
So, let's find out a little bit about your business.
So I own Beauty with Marlene, and I work as a makeup artist. My biggest target market and the one that I enjoy the most is brides.
Brides, okay.
Brides, especially for season. Even starting now, I'm getting more calls for November, October, September brides. So it's been wonderful. What I've had a hard time with is really now is the skill that I've gained to create the great makeup that I do is in pricing. To not shoot myself in the foot with costs as I travel to people. What if I get a flat tire? What if makeup breaks? The costs that come with it. And it's been a progress of 2 years. I just developed a business plan, but I need growth.
Okay.
And now I have a website, and that's driving traffic. Over the weekend, I had in a few hours 40 people hit my site.
Wow, okay.
So,
How are you getting people to the website?
yeah.
How are you? How are they finding it? Yeah?
So my Facebook page posts events and pictures, and my personal Facebook, I just always post collages. Instagram is pictures, and on WordPress by interacting and engaging and sharing content that's relatable.
Great.
So if you have something about eyebrows I posted, I reshared and I commented.
Okay.
You posted something about the foundation, so you create an article, so I reshared it and I commented on it.
Okay,
So
good.
more engagement.
Yep. How long have you had the website for?
About 2 months.
Okay. Wow. So you're getting some good traffic from social.
Yes. And it
Um,
tells me Facebook where they come from.
do you use Google Analytics on your website? Do you know where they're going on your website, what they're looking at?
Yeah, it does show what are the top hits, and it's my about, which has a YouTube video and a description about me.
That's, you know, just pause that. On everybody's on your website, the about page is usually the second most trafficked site, or traffic page on your website. So have a think about that. How can you use the about page to get more email addresses? You know, we put an opt-in form on our about page because we know it's the second most trafficked website page of our website. So if you've got problems building building email database and that sort of stuff, and you know that the second most page that people go to is the about page, then think about if they're going there and they haven't opted into my free opt-in on my homepage, hit them at the second highest traffic spot, which is your about page.
And so the YouTube video was really something that helped me tremendously. Was a 30-second promotional segment of me doing behind the scenes and the work and the final.
A video, imagine
A
that,
video,
Jeff.
yeah.
Concept. Write that. Amy, write that down. Video.
Let's use that.
YouTube video, the first thing that they see is that.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
And then I've added more YouTubes as I've been going into the huge portfolio that I have, is inputting the commercials from jewelry lines and fashion shows and putting it in that I did hair and makeup in one of the pages. To
Okay.
really have people see and watch what I do and what I have created.
So what's the direct goal? You're saying, hey, this is what I want to get out of today, like, because I heard you say something about maybe it was your cost controls, you know,
Cost?
something flat tire or
Yeah.
loss of product.
Yeah, sometimes that worries me,
Okay.
with my pricing, is going to brides, because these brides spend $5,000 on a dress, $10,000 on a dress, and then the venue, and I feel like, oh, $200 is too much.
Well, what if you
Because
done?
what if something happens on the way? Well, that happened to me in Yucca Valley. I went to a mountain out of the middle of nowhere, and I got a flat tire,
Yeah,
and then so.
there's your profit
and-
right down to the
Yeah,
tubes, right?
that was it.
So what are other people in your industry, let's say, not even in this area, but let's say other people in your industry, what are they charging, let's say, in Orange County, or what are they charging in Phoenix? And try to get an idea of what that's like, because
Yeah.
I think that's gonna lead to a little more confidence if all of a sudden you're going, geez, $200, that's cheap. Like, we had an experience, last week, we were fortunate, we were being interviewed by the Desert Sun. And during that process, we saw that some of our people some of our businesses that are competing with us, or they offer like services, but not really, but close enough, their prices were just like, oh my God. All I could keep thinking in my head, she had to keep repeating the question. I was thinking, man, we're just too cheap. We're too cheap. And so that gave me the confidence now, to say, here's our pricing. And know that if they go out and look someplace else, it's still going to be well under those other people, and we offer more. So I think the first thing you should do is, if you haven't already done that, is say, what's my competitor? What are people that offer the services like me? What are they charging? Like, do you know that?
I know here locally it's about the same price, but definitely as I move more towards LA, it's a lot higher.
Like, define a lot higher.
About maybe $200 to $500 more.
Okay. So if
Twice
you-
the price.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Andrew, I mean, it's like anything else. If you could say, hey, I'm going to buy these two products, and one's $1 and one's $150, what's the perceived value of the dollar versus $150? It's like, something's not right there. I'll figure out a way to spend $150. What do you think, Andrew?
Yeah, definitely. What's your point of difference amongst other people that do the same thing in the Valley? How many other people do makeup and stuff in the Valley?
That I've seen on a regular basis that I hear, probably about 3 or 4.
Okay, and what, as far as pricing goes compared to them, where are you at the scale? Top, bottom?
I haven't even looked at the prices.
Okay. Have a look at what they're charging, and then what is the point of difference? Why would people choose you over them? What is the difference that you offer? What services or what perceived value do you offer them that they would say, well, Marlene's she's it, and there's no other choice. I need to go to you because you offer the best service, the best, not necessarily the best price, but the best value for money. Okay.
I think that comes down to it is the value of myself, putting that on myself, and really standing by, like, this is my price and this is what the value that I have. And this is how much I charge, and being comfortable in that, because I am self-employed and I've been self-employed, and so to grow in it is, it's kind of scary to grow in it and give myself that raise as to, wow, I make more than $50 an hour.
Does anybody else have that problem about valuing their own pricing, their services?
Yeah.
I can't share a quick story about a guy, a friend of mine who a friend of his was a Major League Baseball coach and manager of a baseball team up in, I think it was up in San Francisco. Anyway, my friend Jim was having a meeting with this guy, and this young kid walks in, and he asked the manager a question and left, and the manager said to my friend Jim, he said, do you know how much that kid is worth? And Jim's like, no idea. He said, he's $20 million. We just signed him onto a $20 million contract. And Jim's like, that's crazy. He said, no, Jim, what's crazy is that kid, you know how much that kid would have taken? If it was just him, how much he would have taken to play for us? He would have done it for free, because he loves this game, he loves baseball. And he would have done it for free, but he had a greedy agent. He had a greedy agent that wanted to make more. But the greedy agent knew the value of this kid and knew the value of his talent. And by having a greedy agent, this kid now gets $20 million versus nothing. And I think that's an important lesson, is that sometimes if you're your own greedy agent, you're not going to be making the money you should be when somebody else puts that value on for you. So, maybe it's time, and this is for everybody, and we've gone through this ourselves. We all need somebody who's your biggest supporter, but can be that greedy agent to say, you know what, Marlene is not worth $50 an hour, she's worth $350. And they've got to believe in that for you, so that they can go out and say, here's the price, whether you like it or not, and they take that emotion out of that negotiation. Yeah. Does that make sense? Yes. So I've always thought that story, and I've always thought every time I hear that same thing, we got our own greedy agent for us too. So because everyone goes through that, you value that. Well, I don't know if I'm worth that or not. But put somebody else who's emotionally removed from this situation, and you might start seeing different results. So find somebody who can be a greedy agent, and you even give them a cut. So what if they were to imagine if you gave them 50% of $300 an hour versus your own $50 an hour, you're still making 3 times as much money as you would have if you're doing it by yourself.
Yes, okay.
So the people out there who take that sort of cut, and you're still in front, they're in front, everyone wins. If that makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, that would make a lot more sense.
You know, one of the things that you're dealing in one of the most positive emotional, or let's say emotional days in their lifetime, right?
Definitely.
So, you know, a
It's
sale is
private.
made with the emotion, and, you know, you're doing something very well, like you're out on the social media, you're doing the videos. Have you ever thought about, you know, how, like as an example, how do you plan for a makeup artist, a
Yeah.
professional, come and make you look your best on your most important day? Have you ever thought about the cost? And you might say, it should be at least 10% of your dress if you know they're spending between 5 and 10 grand for that dress. So they're kind of already mentally thinking, if I'm gonna get this dress, I'm gonna look my best. No, not me. But if they're gonna get in this dress, they're gonna spend between $500 and $1,000 for that finishing touch, which is you, right?
Yes.
And I think that could be something, so start putting that kind of thing out there to start building that maybe that unknown value. Because some people call you and they're like, well, I need to do this, but how much you charge? Like, I don't even know what to pay. Does that ever happen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know how much to pay or what it includes. Because I work with photographers and they're charging $3,000 for the day.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing about it is one day of their life,
Yeah.
and they want to look the best. Do you think they want to go cheap?
Yeah.
I'm just, like, you don't want to say, well, I'm looking for the cheapest person, because I've only got one hit at it. I'm going to take all these photos, and these photos are going to be on my wall forever. Do I want to go and just do it for $50, or do I want to make sure that I'm paying the right money to get the best look I can possibly have?
Yeah.
But you're right, it's an emotional charged
It's
day.
a private day where I meet them months before
Mhm.
and I consult with them. But to be a makeup artist, I'm so close to you. It's like your hairdresser. We touch you.
Don't look at my hair when you say that.
I look at your hair every time I come here. I know he just got a haircut.
How can you tell?
I can tell every time. And it's private and it's emotional. And I see parents freak out and the mom and the newlywed and they're cursing sometimes. I'm like, oh man, what's going on? I'm like, everything will be fine. Yeah. So it's crazy. But it's definitely a moment where I'm behind the scenes in that emotional time with their kids. Sometimes they're breastfeeding their baby and I'm doing their hair and makeup. Like, it's very intimate what I do. It's very private.
So with that, I mean, think about that. That could be the difference that you talk about that Andrew said. You know, not only am I going to do your hair, I'm like your coach. I'm like your consultant. I'm like your what am I thinking?
Confidant.
Well, like I'm like your
Therapist,
therapist. You know, this is a tough day for
Social
you.
therapist.
You see one thing out of place, and all of a sudden it's like you're off the moon, and I'll bring you back.
Yes.
It's more than just about makeup. I'm going to make you look good. I'm going to make you look your best when you're in front of the camera and when you're saying I do and you're walking down the aisle and saying I do. But more importantly, I'm going to keep you together when we're in the back making sure we're getting ready for that moment.
Yeah.
That's the difference of what I do versus somebody coming and saying, you know, I'll show up 10 minutes before, get you ready, and boom, you're out there.
Right. Or to a salon where they just come into a salon and there's all these women and they're exposed and then they just leave and still have to drive. I go to you and I'm like an animal, you know. If someone's disrespecting or someone's throwing you off, I have to kick them out. So I definitely protect, you know, my bride.
How, is that story told on your website or in your video? I think that could be for me. I think that's where you need to start first.
Yeah, because I think they think of the wedding and the venue and the people, but that emotional moment, it's coming and it's here, and the time we've invested and communicated since then, and how I stay with you sometimes even for the party, it's really, no one really understands what happens there when you're fully exposed and you're in your gown and kind of naked, and I see you naked. I see a lot of naked stuff, and and you know you're completely exposed. Yeah, you're completely exposed, and it's like, wow, okay, this is my job, and you know. But to have her walk down the aisle with her father or her grandfather or alone, and have that shield of beauty, of happiness, of joy, it's just unbreakable. Once she's fully. Once I place her veil and she goes.
That's really good.
I just wanted to ask a question, because I'm kind of looking at the same market, and I was wondering if you've looked at partnering with wedding planners or with event venues And to that point, well, and I'm thinking $300 to $500, you know,
Yeah.
for the day if you're making sure somebody looks great. But to the website, I was also wondering if having a like a trade page where you could log in, where it would really be targeting more to the wedding planners and making their bride more comfortable, that's going to make their bride happier with what they've done, and sort of finessing that, if that was something that would maybe work, you know, having that trade section
Yeah.
as versus just a consumer side.
And that's something that I spoke with a business mentor of mine, is to have basically 16 agents, 16 relationships with photographers, coordinators, event planners, photographers, caterers, have a real solid relationship with them, so it's kind of like subcontracting me. But definitely would like to add that, and that's more content to add as it's evolving, to add that. And and In Love Events and Productions actually have been doing that with me, where they edify me and they share. I have a great makeup artist for this event, so we always partner up because we're just a solid team for her.
Something and again, the goal of this is to say, hey, let's take one piece away that will help. And I think this is critical for all of us, is when we're searching on the internet, what are we searching for? An answer, right? We're trying to solve a problem. So I think you could take this and say something like, start out with a list, like the top 3 reasons why you would want a makeup artist, or the top three faults of not having a makeup artist, something along that line. And then it allows you to, within that video, within that blog post, within that article that you're going to share, to kind of highlight what the pitfalls could be and how you can solve that.
Yeah.
And for more information, click here, and it takes them now to a more of an in-depth video, or more information, or your pricing sheet, whatever that could be. But to me, I love lists. You know, here's the top 3 things. Now, I'm not excited about when somebody comes and says, here's the 98 reasons why. You know, I don't have time for 98 reasons. Give me your top 3, and let's move on. You know, what are the top 3 reasons why we should have a makeup artist for our wedding?
Definitely is the solution, and that's something that again kind of goes back into reflecting, and the value in me is what, and I've seen it in my business plan. What solution do you offer? And then I'm like, and I get kind of stuck, and I'm like, I don't know what I offer.
So do this. Go back to your clients and say, listen, I'm doing some things. I need some help here. You hired me. Tell me why you hired me. Right?
Yeah.
Great.
They'll tell you. They'll be honest with you. Like Holly, you were just at an event. Why did you come to the event? There's 2 weekends with us.
Because I wanted to learn.
Yeah,
You were excellent.
Thank you. We worked on that, right? That's the idea. They'll tell you. So, you know, in a testimonial, so it's an opportunity to grab a testimonial and also build that, right? So when you're, as an example, let's really put this together. So let's say your top 3 reasons why you should have a professional makeup artist at your most important day of your life. Wow, that gets my attention, okay? Then you're talking about that, then you have a testimonial, whether it's written or a real quick video, right? Within that post, within that. And now you have a real selling. There almost becomes your greedy agent, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was definitely something that'll lead me to growth, is the story behind it, and really the reasons of what I offer so different. And most of the makeup artists that are my competitors, they do work in salons. So they come in and then they have to still drive, and they still have to
There's
go.
the top 3 reasons why you need a makeup artist who doesn't work at a salon.
Yeah, because I have that flexibility to go to their home, to go to the cabana, to go to Yucca Valley in a mountain, you know, so.
Make sure you take an extra tire.
Definitely.
You should have a driver.
Yeah.
There you go.
Any other thoughts on that?
No, I think you're doing some good stuff, and good to see social media working.
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
to see that traffic, it said I had 20 new followers, and then it said you had 40 people visitors and just clicks and repeats. So that was just a big boom, and it just wouldn't stop. It went from 10, 20, 30, 40, and I'm like, whoa. So there's major traffic, and they tell me what they were looking at.
Great. Perfect.
I'm curious, just one thing, because my wife is a hairstylist. She's been in the desert for 25 plus years, and I've never heard her say there's somebody that does what you do. And I'm just curious if you have, or how many of those relationships you have with those people that are hairstylists. Because I know my wife, with that long in the business, she now no longer just does her initial clients here, she does their children's hair and sometimes the children of the children. And those kids are getting married, and I know there's been many times she would say, you know, I just don't do those things. Like, you know, getting their hair done because they want this, I think it's called an updo. So she doesn't do that, but she has someone within her salon do that. And I'm just curious what kind of those relationships you have, that once you put this together, you can start sharing that story, so now they know you, and they can really sell you, because that's that third-party endorsement. Is there any more value than a third-party endorsement? Yeah. So, referral.
Great.
Does that help?
Yeah, it helped tremendously.
Super.
And I come back at 11 a.m., so let's go.
I have a quick question for you. Do you stay at the event the entire day?
It just depends, and that too, that's another thing. So, sometimes I just charge just to be there, but sometimes they want me to stay and edit, and sometimes I don't know. There's a half-day price and a full-day price that goes by the hundreds.
Well, let me tell you why it's a good reason to stay. Because I too have done makeup for brides, and I get all finished. And then they remember that Uncle Joe died last week, and they cry and wreck my job with makeup.
Yeah.
So if you stay, and I stay with you, so when tears come of happiness, I
Yeah.
fix it for you.
Right.
And the cake.
Yeah, yeah, and some
I
have
can't
offered me to
redo.
stay, to come back, and then I'm like, well, I'm losing time with other clients and my family, it's my time, how much do I charge?
Well, do you do other people besides the bride? I mean, it can be just on
Yeah.
hand to fix up.
Yeah.
I mean, that could be part of it, just.
Those grooms need help, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking about bridesmaids and, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
their
Package
family.
deal.
Yeah, and that comes down to it, yeah, sometimes I have to do six faces is average.
Yeah,
So I
other people in the wedding party.
wanted to create a package, sometimes it's just her, she doesn't have any family, sometimes it's 3 to 4 bridesmaids, and sometimes it's 6 and over. And so I wanted to have a package that has that, but mostly it's when do I stay, how much do I charge?
We'll bring that up. If
Just
you
like
happen to get happy tears, I fix that for you.
Yes.
I like that, Holly.
Great, was that good?
Cool.
Yeah, I know.
Do we have any more questions, one more question? Good.
All right.
Let's give them all that hand. All right, who's up next?
Can I pitch a new product real quick?
Can you pitch a new product? Yeah, here, we take an
Mr.
ad break
Pitch a
while
product.
Robert pitches a product. Go for it. Who's up, please start. Who's up next? Who wants to come up next? Well, let's see. You wanna come up? Come on.
Oh,
You wanna go up? Do you wanna come? We're gonna get you ready while we.
Oh, sure.
Come on. I'm just getting you ready while you, I'm
She
just
gets
getting the
ready.
ad set. Getting the set. Go for it.
Okay, well, my main company is the Gorilla Cookie business, but I have a friend that invents things, and he came up with this thing, which we're deciding to call either a cool flash or a quick flash. What this is a little magnet inside, and you put this in the freezer, it'll stay cold 2.5 hours in your pocket. And we pass a couple of them around. You can put them on your neck, your face, and it doesn't drip. So we're looking at giving them to golf courses.
Ooh, they have cool.
These have been out of the freezer for like an hour. So basically put it anywhere on your skin, and that's what
That's pretty nice.
What do you do with this, Robert? I
you
was
put it in
out.
the freezer for an hour, and
Open
it
it
gets
up.
cold, it'll stay cold like that 2.5 hours in your pocket.
Oh, that, I was like, I'm feeling cold.
Take the top off, the top comes
I've
off.
seen,
Oh, it's cold, man.
oh,
It's like a little magnet inside, and you put something inside to keep it cool.
secret sauce?
Yeah, secret sauce. But we're thinking of like putting a logo on the front, and it'd be awesome for golf courses or giveaways of, something like
I
that.
like that. What do you charge for these?
That's what we're thinking. We're thinking $10. That's enough.
Is it a one-time thing?
Yeah.
No.
Well, no, I got a
you
friend
put it
that
back
makes
you
them.
put it back in the freezer though, right?
Yeah, you put it back in the freezer.
Okay.
Yeah. And then,
Curious, just let me ask you a question. Can you also make this hot just as if you were doing
No,
it cold?
no.
Because I was gonna say, that's a great thing, you've got two markets. You have
Right,
ski
yeah.
people are hunting, they're out.
but I mean, I
eating
use it
cold,
at the
but-
street fair all day long, and just like, when it's
How long did
110.
it last? In the streets there? Like, you're using it? actually, like,
We're-
sitting there, it'll last, but how long does it
Has
last?
to conform.
Well, if you constantly put it on your skin, it will go down a little bit. We tell people put it on your skin for a little bit, then cap it again in about 2.5 hours.
And what does it cost, what does it cost to make?
Cost him materials about $250 plus his time. So,
I was thinking like the shape of a ball, so
Uh,
it roll.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
Or
But,
something that conforms, can it be made out of a soft?
well, we're thinking either like that or make it into oval where you put it on your neck or something. You know, you
Yeah.
Kinda, but right now those are, I was
That's
using them at the
prototype.
pool all weekend. It worked awesome.
You haven't let it go.
Actually, she likes it.
Nicole's all over it.
That's out there, hot. Fresh out there.
Yes, ma'am.
Something I think a market that you're missing, which is huge, is women 50 and up.
Yeah.
Hot flashes.
Hot flashes.
I mean,
For
seriously,
sure.
you could charge $29.99 for
My
that.
mom
and
There
like
you
kind of
go.
selling them like that.
Hot flash women.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
that's
right.
a cool flash name.
That's a great idea.
Good. All right, thanks for the feedback,
I
guys.
can have it at the wedding when women figure it
Yeah.
out.
Thanks, Rob.
Relax.
So tell us,
Chill out. Chill out.
tell us your name and your business and why you're here.
Well, my name's Cindy Slayton, and my business, I just started, I'm just launching it. And what it is it's a charm bracelet, which is kind of, I mean, they've been around for thousands of years, actually. It's a very old product. But basically what it is that you buy the bracelet, but then your friends go online and they pick the charms for you. So when you get it, you don't know what charms are going to be on there. So it's a twist on an existing product. So that's basically it.
Okay, so what challenge do you have that you would like to say, hey, how can I get to that next step? What do you feel like we can help you with?
Well, because I'm just starting out and I want to be responsible, I don't want to spam. I did buy the email marketing package. I have no email addresses. So, I sort of tested a little bit and just sort of went for a market and sent out some emails and
Who'd you send them out to?
Well, I actually sent them out to pastors, which seems a little strange, but the market was really for people who are sick or in the hospital who kind of forget that they've got people who love and care about them and, have a lot of time to think. The thing is that when you get the bracelet, there's a little booklet that shows each charm, and when the person chooses the charm, they can put in a message so that when they get it, they can say, oh yeah, Sue gave me this because we went and bought hats, and here's a little hat. And so it's a real personal thing. So I was kind of pitching them on either elderly people or people in hospitals, and absolutely nothing happened. And then I was like, as far as going out and getting emails, that's kind of where I'm starting right now. I mean, I did Google AdWords, I did the Express, and that didn't really work for me, in case anybody else is struggling with this, because where I was getting all my hits was charms for charm bracelets. People were Googling that, and they were coming to me, and although I do sell the charms separately, what I'm really selling is the bracelet. So I actually put a product on there, which was a selection of charms that you could buy if you already had a charm bracelet, but basically I'm going to be switching from the Express version of Google AdWords, where I didn't have any control over that, to the full version, so I can control that, because that's not really.
So you've got a
okay.
website?
So I've got a website, yeah.
Mhm. How much traffic is going to that website at the moment?
I actually launched it like last month, and with the Google AdWords, I had like maybe for the whole month, I think I had about 80 clicks on the ad, traffic, that's pretty much it, because I just launched, so.
Do you have an Amazon store?
No,
Get an Amazon store.
Amazon store, okay.
Biggest shopping platform in the earth.
Right.
So who is the main target market for you?
It's young girls and young women, so say 13 to 25, 30. But then older, elderly women, I have some that have been really excited about it, and so, but I think that that's the kind of the target market.
What's the price point on these charms and the bracelets?
The bracelet with 6 charms, there are 4 different styles, and they start at $39, and they go up to, it's $39, $49, $59, $69, depending on the bracelet and the style, and then it comes in, a box with a booklet and nice bracelet box. And
Is that a price point that's doable for the younger side of that audience? The 13s to 19s, can they afford that price point?
Well, initially I was thinking 25 to 30, but then I had a lot of parents say that they could do 40, and when I did my costing, 40 made sense. I was kind of hoping for mother and daughter, so both of them could do it, and shipping, both get a bracelet for under $100. And really, I think probably my most direct competition is these things called living lockets, where it's this locket, and they have these little tiny things that you put in there. And from what I understand, those go, when you get all the little things, you get the locket, you get the chain, it's $100. So I thought that what I was offering was.
Okay. So that's the main competition, living lockets?
Well, it's the one that's sort of customized, that makes it personal. You can go online and you can create your own charm bracelet, but you're creating it. So that whole personal aspect kind of comes out. There's really nobody who's sort of doing the personal aspect. Even the living lockets, I mean, you can put things in there that remind you of people, but those people don't have any input in what it is.
So with the AdWords that you did, you had 80 clicks. How many people bought something?
0.
No.
None of them.
Who were you targeting with those ads?
Well, they're so short. I was targeting people who were into their friends, basically.
Into their friends?
Into their friends. So the title is Friends Choose Your Charms.
Okay.
I mean, it's a really short thing with the AdWords. I was surprised.
So on the clicks, people were clicking on your ad. Where were you taking them to?
The homepage.
The homepage. So here's the problem, I think is going to be a big problem for a lot of people, is that when you run an ad to a page, especially the homepage, there is so many things for people to do when they get to the homepage. Like you've said, friends buy friends, or friends choose friends. Okay, great, I'm into it. I'm going to click on it. 80 people did this. They went to your homepage and they're like, oh cool, what's this? What's the about page? What's going on here? What's this bit? What's this video? What's this? And they go and forget why they were there in the first place. They're like, oh, I forgot about that friends choosing friends thing. That was so long ago, 2 minutes. Then now I'm sidetracked with all the other stuff. Oh, what's this? Oh, they got charms. I didn't know they had charms. Oh, they got bracelets. So all of a sudden now, the message has been diluted so much that they forget why they were there. The call to it, you've done all the hard work getting them there, and now it's confusing for them. Not confusing, but they've lost that train of thought. So when you're running ads, and this is for anybody, when you're running ads, make sure that there's only one thing you want them to do, and that's buy the thing that you're trying to sell. So maybe go back and look at, and maybe your ad copy is fine. Maybe that's all good because you've got 80 people to get there. What did it cost you? 30 bucks? 40 bucks?
Actually, it was a $100 promotion, so it didn't cost me anything. I still have a $25 credit.
Okay, so you go on a page, so you create a page, and the page on the page is not much else to do except buy this charm,
Right.
buy this bracelet. You've clicked on an ad, now buy it. And then when you send them to a thank you page or whatever, you can then send them back to your site and say, here, now check out the rest of my site. Fill your boots, go as much crazy as you want. But get them to do the one thing you want them to do, and that's buy something. I think ads to homepages are the #1 source of people not liking paid ads because they're sending them to too much information. They're not doing what you want them to do. So go back and don't get rid of that whole idea. And that Ads Express may or may not work. Test it again. You've still got $20 credit, right?
Yeah.
Test again, but have a page where it's just like, do you have a sales page for your bracelet?
Mhm.
I would almost run individual ads for individual bracelets or individual charms.
Okay.
So let's say you've got an individual charm. Give me some examples of what an individual charm would look like.
A bird.
Right, okay, so best bird charms. Best bird charms. And you run it to the page where you sell the best bird, the bird charm.
Or the
Right.
owls.
Or the owl charm, whatever it is, right? And you run all these different ads.
Owls?
Who? Sorry, it was teed up so high.
So run ads to those different pages, like your sales page. Is it a shopping cart that you've got on your site?
Mhm.
Yeah. So each page, run it to the shopping cart. Best owl charms, best bird charm, best dog, whatever you've got. You can run with AdWords and all this sort of ad campaign. You can run a campaign and call it Best Charms campaign. And inside that you have a whole bunch of different ads. And you price the campaign so that the total amount of money you spend on the campaign covers all of the ads. So you might say, I only want to spend $50 a day, but you might have 10 ads. And it just depends on which ads make up that price point. That you're only going to spend $50 on that one campaign rather than having $50 on every ad. And then look at it over a week and say, okay, which one worked, which one didn't, and which one started making money and which ones didn't. And then you'll start to see which ones are the best sellers. You could run a different campaign for every one of those. And I think that way you've got people going to your site, it's consistent. Best owl charm, there's a page with an owl charm on it, that's exactly what I wanted, let me buy it now. And
Excellent.
you might find that will change.
Can I ask you, because I'm starting out from scratch, so is the Google ad, I was excited that somebody was coming on. So as far as email, doing email campaigns, that's maybe a little down the line.
Down the line.
This is more
Yep.
right out of the gate. type
This
thing.
paid traffic is instant traffic. You'll get paid, you turn on an ad now and you'll get traffic in an hour. And that's instant. The organic traffic, which is not paid traffic, is a lot more work, but it's a lot cheaper. But it's over a lot more time. So Marlene's doing a lot of social stuff, which is organic traffic. She's spending time, she's putting posts up, she's taking photos and videos and and she's not spending any money on ads, but she's spending time getting it. Now, it's a way off, and I don't suggest you do one or the other. I suggest you do a mixture of both. Spend a bit of time now to create that organic, knowing that the results aren't going to come tomorrow, but by paying traffic to go there, they're going to start seeing what you've got to offer as well.
Right
And
away.
that will all start growing as well. So it sort of grows both ways. Did you have a question over there?
Well, I just want to make a comment. I've been checking out videos on YouTube on marketing and internet and things like that. And one of the things that they say is that you need to have a capture page, which is kind of something you sort of touched on.
Yep.
But you capture the person's interest. They click on your product. It goes to a capture page, and then you ask for their email and
That's
contact
great. That's great for
information.
organic. If you're running, you can do a combination of that. If you're running ads to a paid shopping cart piece, I would go straight to the shopping cart without trying to do the capture. Because once you've got their details and they've purchased something, then you've got their details anyway. You don't need to send them to a capture page. But when it's organic, and this is what we're talking about with Marlene, is that she's the 3 tips too, and that's the capture page that we're talking about, is that you're giving them something so that you've collected their data. So maybe you can look at what are the 2 things or 3 things to consider when purchasing charms online, or traps to avoid when purchasing gifts online. Something that you can come up with, do some research, and that way that person will give you their name and address, and then you can email them later and say, hey, I've just released a new owl charm. Does that make sense?
Just to hit you a little right on that, one of the things that Andrew talked about, he didn't really say it, or define it, but he's already starting to segment your traffic. In other words, let's say for instance you put on these charms, and all of a sudden out of the 10 charms you see that these 5 are your top charms and the others don't get any traffic. That's your audience telling you those aren't important, or those we're not attracted to those, but these others we are, right? And then what you might do is you might create a piece, as Andrew said, hey, the top 5 the top selling 5 charms for charm bracelets. And then you tell them about that, but then you lead them to an opportunity to buy, or back to your sales page. But what Andrew's saying is absolutely right on target.
Right, or maybe like the top 5 hottest selling.
Charms.
Charms.
This month, yeah.
Another competition that you might want to look at is Origami Owl.
Yeah, that's the Living Locket one, yeah.
I go there all the time, or I go.
You know what's interesting, if I can just say, their sales model is based on home parties. And so they sell to people who then are going to go out and sell. And because of the economy, there are a lot of people out there doing home selling. My point of view is I don't know what kind of longevity company that's based on that's going to have, because eventually if the people who are doing the home parties, you know, start slowing down, a lot of their product is being sold to them and not to the end consumer.
Well, I have a
So-
couple clients that do Origami Owl, and
They're
their
making-
sales are through the roof. So
Yeah,
check it
yeah,
out.
that's a really interesting approach to doing it, is doing the home parties. But, thank you.
One idea that I had was like targeting women of a certain age with a lot of disposable income that are like red hatters, or in a, you know, in a group that would, I mean, I can see them just going nuts over something like that. Somebody retires or somebody has a birthday, let's all chip in together and get this bracelet and we all do our thing.
Brilliant.
And do a red hat charm.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Totally.
another way to collect more emails to add to your email blast list too. Anyone who comes, have them sign in, put their information along with their email, so you have more to keep them updated.
You could also, well, we've been talking about brides, you could also target bridal parties, where the attendants all get together and make a charm for the bride, or the mother of the bride, or you could introduce them at a shower, at a bridal shower, who wants to get together and do this. That would be cool.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
For wedding day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Can,
Yeah, for
before I
a
go,
birth,
can I
new
just ask
baby.
you? I'm sorry?
A new baby.
Yeah, new baby,
Yeah,
graduation. I just,
Yeah.
can
Can I just say one thing real
Sure.
quick? I want you to keep this in mind, whatever you're doing, and we're all guilty of it, okay? We were just talking about this morning. If you're trying to talk to everyone, no one listens. Because you're trying to be too many things, you're a jack of all trades. Find one specific market. When we first started talking, she said she bought emails for an older group. And then she said her target market was 13 to 17. I'm like, that doesn't make
Right.
sense.
Yeah.
That's two different. Decide on one and then get hungry and just be a lethal weapon on that group, okay? Because if not, you're going to be saying, oh, there's one over there, there's one over there, and the 38, and another 47. So find a market and just dial in. So if you're going to do those groups like the Red Hat group, then you need to say, those groups are my target market, because those are very unique charms, right? But what Andrew said, that's your, I think that's your first step. You had another question?
I just wanted to ask, and I think because this applies to everyone, as far as getting emails off the internet, if you do that, I mean, are you spamming? I'm really concerned about spam.
If you buy them, if you're buying them,
If you buy them,
Yes,
it's
don't buy
not
them.
spamming. If
Don't
you
buy
just
them.
go out,
Don't buy
like,
them.
There are
Don't buy
federal
them.
laws against it. The
Yeah.
Can Spam Act was enacted precisely to prevent that.
so don't
Yeah,
buy them. Get them to sign into your email list.
yeah.
Because if you
okay.
spam people, they're gonna opt out. If they
It's
know
one-
they
it's one
can
of the
sign up,
exercises.
you know, you just wasted your money.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, to try to find email addresses for that target group of 13 to, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
okay,
thank
thank
you.
you very much. Thank you, everybody.
We're all set.
No, I thought it was.
One more person?
Okay. We'll get through yours after this.
No, it's fine.
Want to have a seat?
Which way?
Right in the middle. That way you can't get out.
Trap you in.
Tell us your name and your business and what thing would you like to achieve today?
Okay, my name's Kevin Kersey. My husband and I have a homemade salsa business we've been working on for 2.5 years. We have our Facebook page, we have our website, and so we're selling at retail, but I also want to get into the local markets on a wholesale note.
Okay.
And of course, that automatically means I've spread myself too thin. This is not my main job, this is my second job now that I've given myself. So on the social media side, my website's not set up. The biggest problem is, I guess, the shopping cart, because we have 3 different flavors. what if you want 2 hot and 1 mild? All of a sudden, that just gives me such a huge number of combinations, yeah. So that I'm beyond confused about. And then the other part really is, how do I market to the wholesale? How do I price myself? I cannot find anyone to work with me or educate me on pricing.
If I could just jump on that real quick, and I'll give the other piece to Andrew, and feel free, but I would get a hold of, there's a company in town called Share Kitchen, and it's in Cathedral City, and Michael Fitzham and, I can't remember his name, he's gonna kill me, but
Angela.
no, she's associated, but she's not with that. But anyway, but if you'll go to them, they'll help you understand your cost of goods and how to price it, but they'll also help connect you and put you in places that make sense. I'll give you a for example. Probably all of us know Patrick Evans, the weatherman. Well, now he has this Fulvio sausage. This was just a family recipe forever, and somebody said, Patrick, why don't you sell this? He says, I just make it for my friends and family. And next thing you know, now they got him into the kitchen. And this whole Share Kitchen thing is, there's so many regulations that you have to get started.
Right.
They already have that for you. So you can go in and make your product. And then they say, yep, it sells. Now they'll connect you with somebody who says, now we can make it in mass. Now we can help you get it distributed. So, like Patrick's in, the Italian delis and all these other places, they helped him get there. They have somebody producing the sausage in LA, and he drives over there once a week and picks it all up, frozen, and he comes and delivers it until he grows to the next step. So they help you, carry that load. So you're saying, I can't do all of this because it'll take me forever. They've already got those connections.
Okay, I thought Share Kitchen was, if you make it there, they work with you. I didn't realize they actually had a business side.
I'd go talk to him.
Okay,
Yeah, I'd go talk to Michael. Yep. Okay, so that's what I would say as far as that piece is concerned.
So did you say you've got a website already?
Yes.
It's up and running?
Yes.
Is it a WordPress website? What's it built on? What platform? Do you know?
Wix.
Thank you. Yeah, wait.
Oh, Wix is it, okay. From memory, have Wix got a shopping cart functionality on it?
Yes, but I think it's really limited.
Yeah, okay.
By one.
Yeah, right, okay. So the problem with Wix and some of these other site building things is that you are limited. You don't actually own what you build there. They still own it,
Correct.
right? So you're paying a monthly fee for them to have that, for you to have that there. So the monthly fee means that you're very limited. You've got to live with their shopping cart plugin. You've got to live with this other stuff. And this is why we talk about going to platforms that you can own, like a WordPress platform, so that you have full control of it. If you're on Wix, I'm just trying to think, do you get a lot of traffic to your website?
Only traffic that I personally, through Facebook, please see my website, but it's not searched. And
How attached are you to the Wix site?
a friend did it for free and it looks great, so that's my attachment.
Yeah, okay. The other option you could go, why did you choose Wix? Is because they knew
My
it?
friend knew it.
Yeah, right. If it's strictly shopping, you may want to think about going to something like BigCommerce.com or Shopify.com, which is a shopping platform, and it lets you buy combinations. It lets you buy 2 of these and 3 of these and 6 of those, and it calculates it all and puts it all together and does the shipping and all that sort of stuff for you.
Wow.
It may be an option for you to do that. You pay a monthly fee once again,
Right.
but go and check it out, Shopify.com or BigCommerce.com, and you may find that could be a better option for you because they live on e-commerce. It is an e-commerce platform, and it doesn't matter what combination. You want to bring in a new flavor, great, bring it in, and you just add it to the system, and calculates it nicely. It doesn't just do one. That may be an option for you rather than building another website, unless you check with Wix to see if they can
I
update it, and
can't
they
help
don't.
me.
Yeah, that's why I don't like Wix at all, because of that reason is it's limiting. It's
Yeah.
almost like saying, here's your house, but you're only going to have 1 door, 1 bathroom, and 1 bedroom. I've got a family of 6. So this is it. This is what you get. So that's why I don't like Wix. So I think that would be a big help for you, because then you don't have to worry about that confusion. You don't need to worry about confusion like that. And these sites, Shopify and BigCommerce, have help desk. They'll help you set that up too, if you need to.
Perfect.
Because there's a lot of people out there who sell good stuff, but they don't have no idea about internet marketing or technology, and they don't want to. They just want to sell my stuff, and I want to make it as easy as they can.
Right, with the 2 guests that were
Yep.
speaking up here, they were already speaking a language
Right.
I thought I was really good at, and they were way beyond me.
Yeah,
The
right.
knowledge of the internet usage.
Yeah, so I would look at that. That would be my first thing to do, is check that, to get rid of that overwhelm. And then once you know that it's easy for you to do it, then you can easily tell people about it, because you know that if you can do it, then they can do it. So they can go and buy something easily too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Question over here.
Well, I just want to make a comment. I don't know if you're interested in getting into the retail end of it, but saw a report the other day that Walmart is actively seeking out American companies that they can showcase their products.
You know, one of my inner conversations is all about, I don't want to overpromise. Everyone says, what about Trader Joe's, what about? I don't know that I can produce, because I'm still relying on a manufacturer in Orange County to produce my goods. And we've only produced our first run, and you know, if I were to get a 10 pallet order, even that's pretty small. I don't know what my manufacturer can do, so I'm still down to cases at a time.
Maybe you should
And
find
I don't
that
know if
out.
that's a pro or a con. You know, I don't know if I'm shooting myself in the foot for being too cautious.
I think it's a time for that conversation of asking him, said, let me ask you, I'm looking at ramping things up. What's your ability to do? I mean, could you get it?
Could you fulfill a 10 pallet order?
Yeah.
And I want it next week. And see if he chokes, then say obviously not.
And retain
And if he does, if he says, yeah, no problem, you go, okay, I've got the right guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Costco is also another company that embraces the small guy, the new business.
Yeah, and I've received a lot of that input. Now, it's like fear walls. I mean, right now, Whole Foods, they're only looking for the one Palm Desert store to fulfill. And that sounds great. And working with the Bristol Farms, Jensen's, all of our local smaller markets first.
I was also curious, because all of a sudden the organic market is becoming very, very popular. Organic prices are coming down to the more realistic level of the traditional, you know, fruits and vegetables, foods. And so this is something that actually I'm working on my mom with, and so the Share a Kitchen I'm going to check out. She's got a lamb spice recipe that is just to die for. And so she's looking at marketing her spice recipe for lamb. Because lamb is something that, I don't know, us as Americans, at least I know in my family, we didn't eat much lamb growing up.
We lived on it in Australia.
Okay, all right, yeah. Actually, my nephew moved to Australia, married a little Sheila, Aussie girl down there.
Very good.
And so, yeah, you know, in Australia, New Zealand, lamb is very, very popular thing. They eat lamb like we eat beef. You know, it's almost a daily thing. So these recipes for lamb, I think, would be a really big hit in regions where
Lamb's popular.
lamb is a popular dish.
It's an option. Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I know with the, because I know labeling GMO, I mean, we really can fall under a lot of these positive cells. Certified organic is very difficult. Peppers aren't grown in enough volume that anyone's going to pay to have it certified organic. So we can never be truly organic.
Have you thought about going to a farmer's market?
They require that you're certified organic. And so, like I said, we can't buy organic jalapenos. They don't exist that I know of. The only thing that I have heard, and I haven't looked into it, is I think a percentage of your product needs to be organic. I don't know.
Because Que Mami Salsas is at farmer's
Yeah,
market.
exactly.
Yeah.
And they say certified on their banner. I'm like,
Yeah.
how can you be
So,
certified?
yeah, so she must,
Should check
she
that
must
out.
have probably that percentage for it to
Exactly.
qualify with the other ingredients, because that's just pepper. What about the rest? That could probably get you at that limit to
Yeah.
be certified.
Does the
Right,
street
we-
fair require that as well?
No, COD does not, but their food, I'm in the middle of conversations with them because their requirements are extreme. No big deal, we'll be able to follow it, but street fair, COD, and City Village Fest, that's our next step. Because we know a couple other salsa manufacturers that have done well starting there, and then people get to see them and know them, so they grow.
Great.
And that allows you the possibility of going to La Jolla during the summer instead of on. Yeah. So,
No, I think that's good.
all right, so that help?
It did.
Got a couple of directions to go?
It did.
Fantastic, let's give them a hand. Okay. I think think there were some pieces here that you can say, you know what? I can use this in any business, right? Like, you know, where to go, like you saw the value of that with the lamb and other ideas. So Andrew has a few more things he wants to talk about, and then we're going to wrap it up and let you go.
Just
As soon as
a
it
couple
fires
of
up.
upcoming workshops for SCORE as it comes into view. Tomorrow night there is a workshop here in Palm Desert with Jean Constant, the business management classes. So if you're interested in that, there's some information just out the front. Next Tuesday, July 29th, I've got a internet marketing workshop in here. It's $25. It's a 2-hour class. We're going to go through what's happening on the internet, what's been changing, what are the different things that are going on and things you want to concentrate on your business. So that's Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, next Tuesday night. $25. Yeah, come along. Jeff, let's run down.
Seasonal Club Busters, this is a program we've started. It's on every Wednesday. It's at 4:30 in the afternoon. We film it here, and you can watch it streaming live. If you'd like that location, we'll give that to you. You can watch it anywhere. We focus on helping businesses that are in a seasonal environment. They're ski chalets in the summer. What do? And so we address that, and because it's worldwide, everybody has a seasonal, not everyone, but most people have a seasonal type of business. So we talk about that to help you overcome the off-season revenue slumps. That's at 4:30. It's a half-an-hour show, 4:30 to 5. Then starting in August, the second and third week of August, we have another Lights, Camera, Action, which Holly was one of our first attendees at that. And Holly, tell us a little bit about, just a little bit, did you enjoy that?
It was, the best word is excellent.
Fabulous.
I learned so much, and your teaching is phenomenal.
Bless you.
And I've never known anyone.
We got that on camera, didn't we, Amy?
I've
Thank
never
you, you're a
known anyone
sweetheart.
who could come up with the sentences that you do. It's really, really great.
Thank you.
I'd like to have you write ad for me.
Cool, thank you
So
very
I was
much.
going to ask you if that's something you would consider doing.
Yeah, you bet. That's what happens when you have a very strict father that believes in discipline and you're a little late. You can make stuff up really quick. So that's in August, and that's a 4-hour course. Excuse me, that's an 8-hour course. It's on 2 Saturdays back to back, and we cover from, hey, I've never captured a video, till now I'm putting it on YouTube, and I'm actually getting traffic to that. Within probably a couple hours, you had like 18 views on your video we put up that afternoon on last Saturday. So that was kind of exciting. Although she wasn't excited, she said, "Crap, I haven't done this yet." There's your proof of market that you need to go and do that. So that's $295, and it's a limited class. We only allow 100. No, we only allow 8 because it is a very hands-on, very intense type of workshop. Okay.
And you learn. You actually learn. I'm editing.
Imagine that, learning at a workshop,
and I'm
eh?
uploading, and it's really fantastic.
You said it's 2 Saturdays, are they mornings or afternoons?
Yes, they're from 10 to 3.
Right there.
Lunch is provided. We're going to have salsa.
You have to find someone who can supply
That's right.
salsa.
And in between at lunch, we're doing makeup.
Yeah. What's tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night's business management.
Who's teaching it?
Jean
It's
Constance.
6 o'clock. Business management classes. Smart About Business. It's a series of 5 workshops. There's some more information.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just real quickly, a little bit about Swing Point Media. What we do is we help, as it says, integrating marketing and social media, but we do that with the power of video. Video is probably one of the best communication tools we actually have available to all of us now, and it's not that difficult, right? But it is scary the first time you get in front of that camera. Next thing you know, you're going, hey, I look pretty good on camera, and my message is there. And no one can tell your story better than you. And so when you're in front of the camera, you get a chance to communicate with that. So we have a product called My City Business Review, which is the largest online business video review site in the world. We're very proud of that. It all started right here in the Coachella Valley, and that's where we bring businesses on there, and we create a small, hey, did you know about this business kind of video? We saw it grow from no traffic to now we have over 40,000 people a month coming to that site to help small businesses get traffic. So that's what we do. And we help get them on the first page of Google without pay-per-click. So that's our business.
This is my business, autopilot your business. Having a website, if it's your only presence online, then you need to think about what else you can do. So we help you build podcasts, TV shows, radio programs, and that sort of stuff. We've helped lots of businesses all over the world do that. So if you're interested in becoming the expert in your industry. Come and check us out, Autopilot Your Business. That is it. One more thing. If you want to give us a testimonial for today, if you want to do a testimonial, Amy's going to be, we're going to be Amy.
I'll be out there in 1 second.
She'll be out here in 1 second. We love testimonials. We want to use these just to help spread the word for people in the valley. If you get something out of today, even if it's just a 10-second, hey, I got something great out of today, then love to have a testimonial from you.
Next week, we do have a special guest. She is from, her name is Dominique Fong, and she is a, I was going to go down a bad road, but she is what is she? No, she's not real estate. She's with Deserts. What's that?
She's just a reporter.
She's a reporter for the Desert Sun, but she focuses on innovation, that she writes articles for that. And she's going to come in to help us kind of bridge that gap of like, okay, I have a business. How do I get in the newspaper? There are great avenues on how to do that and how to prepare your business with a, let's say, a news release properly. So they'll pick it up and you get some free exposure with that. And as she told us, she said, when she runs an article, be prepared because those businesses get traffic. So this is a great opportunity for her to be here and see you and say, you know what, I want to talk about what you do. I want to talk about what you do. Next thing you know, you're in her innovative Sunday article. So that's next Tuesday.